All right, so, all right, recording. Thank you. Okay, so I think I'm done with intriguing, right?
Yeah.
I was talking about suspense. You must be able to captivate people and all that. Okay, so let's move on to all right. So people are actually answering the question I posted on WhatsApp. I think Bridget answered. So we are back to why does a writer have to be creative or writing done creatively? Now that we have even looked at the creative way, being original, being imaginative, and then being intriguing, let's come back to this. So who are you? Now, when we let me read some of the responses to the question I asked. All right. Okay. I don't know who this person is. Good. The answer to the question you asked. Okay. In my opinion, we have to write. Can you all hear me? I think we are together. Okay, it's inspired thoughts. Okay. 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 All right. So inspired thoughts said we have to write creatively because through our writings we are connecting with diverse people with different mindsets, ideas, knowledge, attitude, as well as different understanding. That's true. Yeah. Oh, this is Bio David and T-Baz. Your life.
That's T-Baz younger brother.
Yes, T-Baz. Yes, T-Baz younger brother. Yes. Now he has told me his name now. Now, irrespective of knowing our audience, as Mr. Moshik said, our audience still possess unique personalities and characteristics. Therefore, if we are to touch these diverse uniqueness, we must be creative in our writings. That is very, very correct. Very, very correct. So I'm going to start from there with the who are you? Let me go back to Zoom. Okay. So oh my God, what's happening to my system? Mia, what did you say? Were you talking to me? Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh my. Oh, Jesus. Trying to come back to where I was with you. But it's giving me Zoom. Okay. Okay, I think I've seen myself now. Okay, all right. So I'm so sorry. So who are you? Now when we talk about when we ask this question, you know, sometimes we have defined ourselves by what we do. Are we together? Am I still with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, thank you.
Yes,
All
we
right.
are
So
together.
it should go. Sorry. All right. So we are defined most times by what we do and all that. So when we are asked who are you, I define most time, but it's first of all our personality. You understand? Our personality, our values, what we hold dear, what has made us up as a person, what we are, and all that. Not what we do, not ahead. So and then so it is from that perspective that you should have to determine how you're going to write, what you're going to write from there. Now, for instance, taking me as a person, I cannot separate myself from being an entity that God created and God has granted grace to. So whatever it is I'm going to write, it should have that flow of grace, either journalistic or gospel as a Christian. I have two blogs, one for journalistic stuff, one for because I can't include Bible passages, I can't include, things that are sacred, like spiritual terminologies and all that into journalistic writing. I do that as business, I do that as a natural person on earth and all that. So it is. But the fact still remains that I can't separate who I am as a person. You understand? So I have to understand that I have to settle with that before I set out to write. So that is what will determine how I write, what I write, the manner, the style. You understand? It also actually determines what we do, even with our WhatsApp status, even with our Facebook stuff, the way we react to things. You understand? You see people putting stuff on their WhatsApp and stuff that are not healthy. Now, I'm sorry if it looks like I'm trying to bring in one religious base. I'm not being religious. The first thing to do is to settle who we are, what values we hold there. Okay. What we are going to, that one we do because we want to share values, you have some values you want to keep. It should actually be the first thing. You should have a knowledge you want to pass on. You cannot give what you don't have. So as a writer, these are basic things we have to settle with ourselves. So when we dish out now, the topics that by God's grace, I've found help to start dish out for the monthly publication of District Africa. They just don't come like what I to come. I just stopped up one time. No, I actually trust God for every month. Sometimes Samson will be asking me for title. Apart from being busy, I'm also just looking in my spirit. What is it? Because there is a message I want each of the publication to pass. Everybody and all that. Yes, everybody can be unique. But then there's a central message we want to pass each month. And there is, because that the topic came from my within and all that, there is a level of expectation that also comes with it from writers. Every month. Why? There is a reason. We want to pass something out. We want to pass knowledge. We just don't want to be a bunch of people out there, Nigerian youth there that are also doing something. And they're doing stuff. Oh, marry this magazine come. And then you can't pick a magazine and then get something standard or something that can really, really stay with people. So why do you write? You have to start settle that. What value do you want to share? What knowledge do you want to give? And all that. Either as magazine or as article. Okay. Even as a bulletin. That's why Precious Amayo is a citizen presenter. She sits right beside me. This is our desk here. And some other person. I can't even see myself. I can't see all of you again. And the thing is, I don't want it to distract me. So I can't see your faces and your pictures again. The only thing on my laptop right now is my slide. So I don't even know if you guys are seeing me.
No, I made it so. Do you want to see everybody?
Yes. It's always by the side.
Okay. Like this.
Yes.
Okay.
I've not seen it.
Okay. I intentionally gave you a full screen so that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I prefer that one. It's like I'm alone.
Oh, okay.
I know you guys are there, but then I prefer that one.
Do you like it like this?
I've not seen anything different. I've still not seen you guys.
Everybody's showing on my side now. You should see everybody now. Maybe I put it this way.
Okay. Okay, Oluwaseun said he can't see me either, but he can hear my voice. See, I think it's affecting everybody. Okay, so thank you for that.
I'll fix that. Just let's
continue. Let's continue. Yeah. All right. So I think we are settled. Who are you? So settle. Who are you? Who are you on this? Your personality. I'm not really a fan of. I'm a sanguine. I'm a what other characteristic temperaments that are there? Character traits that are popular. Sanguine. God, I can't even remember them. I'm not really a fan of those things. Or the new ones now. I'm Gemini. I'm Sagittarius. I'm Pisces. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of them because I have something else that I've been defined by. So I'm more into the other spiritual than the natural spiritual. Okay, so, but then who are you? Over the years, what have you discovered about yourself? Who are you? What's your personality like? What are the things you hold there? What are your values? You get? So that is where you should start from. That is, and then why do you write? After settling who you are and understand why do you write? Why do you want to write? This article that I'm setting on, either you have been given a topic, like Big State Africa magazine will give us topic every month, and why do I want to write this? Okay, do I even have something I want to give on this topic? I feel I'm okay. I'm a distinct African writer, and then it's necessary for me to write. It can be that. It can be as simple as that. It's you understand that it looks like we have a deal on because everybody on Distinct Africa writers, it's like we have a deal. We're an deal, every one of us. So we are supposed to be writing. Those of us that have been writing consistently, thank you so much. Life's a blessing. Tolu Base that just joined, that I started feeling him. Thank you so much for Inspired Tools. All of us have been writing, and some of us have not been writing. I know so many of us are not here on this group. I know, and because I know we are more than this, but then it's okay. So why do you want to write? I want to write because it is necessary for me to write on this topic. And I know that there's a reason also to write on this topic. So what will you write now? That's where your research will come in. I think I settled this thing in the next slide. Yeah. Honing your craft and learning how to write stories. Do not start with a pen and start writing. So that who are you, content and context, your story and the situation around your story that will help drive it home to your audience. So what will you write? Content. I'm sorry, I didn't arrange it according to how I put it. Who are you is actually number 2, the writer's true identity. Settling this first helps forestall any inner conflict and limitation to writing beyond one's comfort zones. You know, sometimes when I've asked before I got stable with my present job, you understand, and all that, I applied to several writing agencies online and all that. They will give us topic to write. I've worked with Oprah before. I've written for Oprah before. And now it's so good that they gave categories what you like writing on. So that settles the place of my identity now. I can find myself because I know my true identity. So if they will now ask me to write on something that does not match with my identity, and it has to be because I'm a writer on that, and I have to be forced to do that, then it's either I break or it's either I join them or I opt out. Because that thing they're asking me to write does not fit my true identity. Not because I cannot be flexible. In this place, it's a matter of value. This particular number 1, who are you? And number that I put as number 2 here is a matter of value. Now, there are a lot of talks in my office. People talk a lot and all that. Taking marriage, for instance, when people start talking about marriage, how celebrating marriages fail, our celebrities, especially in Nigeria, even not only Nigeria, abroad. Presently, Megan Good and her husband just broke up. And they used to be, the happening Christian couple in whatever, in the world of showbiz and all that. Can everybody hear me? I hope I'm not alone. Thank you.
Yes, we are listening.
Thank you so much. So in the world of showbiz, it look like they are the happening couple and all that, and their marriage just because of one simple, maybe one thing that we feel is simple, or if you had more understanding, you know that it's not enough to break. There is nothing enough to divorce as a Christian right now, and all that. Now it looks like, so when people from my office say, hey, I don't have marriage, maybe they said they are Christian, maybe they said that marriage is failing. Anybody that is married now, you must do paternity this, you must do paternity whatever. When you give birth, you have to go and do paternity test for yourself because that child may not be your own. And a lot of rumors, a lot of misconception, a lot of ideas, a lot of things from what is happening, and they now concluded that marriage cannot work. You understand what I'm saying? My value is different. Now I can't join. If I'm going to join in that conversation, I'm going to come from a different angle and once operated before you. which has actually happened. Do you understand what I mean by value now? It's not like I'm not flexible. When I say know your value, it's not like you don't want to be flexible. It's just that there are some things you can't just stoop low to come to. You can't just accept to do. It's like, let me use a popular example. It's like everybody wants to have boyfriend, you have to test the waters before you marry, so that you know if your wife or your husband is strong enough for the sexual stuff. I hope we are all adults here and all that. You have to test waters. You have to sleep with her. You have to sleep with him. It's not my value. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you ask me to write on relationship, I'm not going to include that kind of thing in me. If you want it from me, I will give it to you. That is what I mean by it's either I join them or I opt out. In my own case, I will opt out. If you're making it compulsory for me to write that kind of stuff. Do we get it? What I mean by knowing your true identity. Part of the values you have to. So it's not like you're not being flexible. You know, as a writer, you have to be flexible. You have to be this. Being flexible doesn't mean that I should just take shit. I should just take everything that is true and no. Okay, being flexible is being, you're exposed, is being knowledgeable, is being able to craft words, is being able to create. I can be flexible with my values, with the things I write. I'm writing on relationship, I can be flexible. Okay, if I'm writing on relationship, right now it looks like people cannot make friends with male. Female cannot make friends with male. Male cannot make friends with female. It is, before it used to be like that maybe in the Christian society. Right now, you have to make friends with everybody. That's being flexible. You include that in your writing. At a particular point in time, maybe in the Christian, because of the SU and all that, it looks like, no. So I hope you understand what I mean by knowing your true identity. Okay, that's when we settle inner conflicts and limitation to writing beyond your comfort zone. You settle it. You know what you hold there. You won't go out of what you hold there, what you know is right, or what you know is right. But then that will actually settle in. You won't have conflicts. Hey, they're asking me to write. Is that the shaking call? Like someone, I'm sorry for using all these examples of Christian, like someone asking on Facebook that, and this guy is nice, but he's this, he's this, he's this. He does not share, you don't believe in the same thing and all that. What do you hold there? What are your values? If you have settled that, you won't be asking that kind of question on Facebook. You won't be confused when you are about to write. I hope we are okay. I can move on from here. All right. So the why do you write thing? I think that is that has to do with that has to do with number two. Number one, content and context, which also has to do with what do you want to write, your story and the situation around your story that will help drive it home to your audience, the content and the situation. Content is like the plot. Actually, plot consists of content and context. Everything in it. Content, your story, how you're going to write. We're writing on this month now in Dixon, Africa. We're writing on loving. Hey, Samson, is it back there? We're writing on something loving. loving. That's all. We are writing on something loving, right? We have the topic already.
Let me check it for you.
We have the topic. Everyone on the group.
I have shared the topic.
Yeah, I saw it. All right, so we're writing on it.
I only kept quiet about it because of the training.
No problem.
So after
it's okay. No problem. It's okay. I think everybody understands. We are following what I'm saying. So now you want to write on maybe on love. Content. How are you going to write it? Okay. What perspective are you going to come from as your that situation? What perspective are you going to come from? Are you going to come from the angle of God to humans? Are you going to come from the angle of human to human? Are you going to come from the angle of parents to child? Are you going to come from the angle of siblings to sibling? Are you going to, do you get what I'm saying? Are you going to come from the angle of boss to staff members? Are you going to come from the angle of colleague to colleague? If you want to talk on love, either universal, vertical, or either vertical goes to us, universal as a horizontal, and how are you going to write it? That's the context. So that one will make you carefully select if you're going to write a story, a short story, You carefully select your character. You understand? So you have a theme you are working on. Carefully select your character and your choice of words. So that is context and content, content and context. Your story, the situation around your story, your article, and the situation around it. The examples you are going to use, that's context. The examples are going that will drive it home to your audience. All right. So then the last two, vulnerability. How open you are to change reflects in writing. When we say vulnerability, it's not like you take, like I was explaining with knowing your true identity. It's not like you just lie on the floor and people will just be climbing on you. That's what I mean by vulnerability. Vulnerability is being true to oneself, being true to your struggle. You get it? Being true to struggles. We all have struggles. We all have struggles. No one can tell me here now. Maybe you may not have been in any official romantic relationship all your life, like some of us, and all that. And what you're waiting for is marriage. But you cannot tell me that you have not loved anyone. Now I'm using February. I'm rallying around February's topic. What we are writing on in Distinct Africa. You cannot say you have not loved someone and you really wish that it will turn out to be something official and then to marriage and all that, or you have not been loved. We have situations where we've lost someone and we're not loved in return, and then someone has loved us and we did not love the person in return, or we have loved ourselves, but nobody came out to say anything. You understand? Or we've loved ourselves and we talked about it, and one way or the other, some situation just made it not happen. And then looks like you're heartbroken. And then right now you're not paying attention to yourself. You have just lost everything. You don't think you can be loved again. You don't think you can love again. And all that phenomenon like that arises, and you just shut that place out. You just raise the wall. And then you want to talk on love. And you are just up there talking about love that is not reaching your heart. Love that is not coming from your being. Love that has not broken down your walls. That's what I mean by vulnerability. Being true to yourself. Break those words down. Talk about because I know we know. I want to believe we know that our writing, if it is not true, it will not reach your audience, especially an audience that is open or an audience that is should I use inclined, writing inclined, or that's soaking things, or that is intuitive. An audience that is intuitive, you can't reach him if your writing is not open. You can't reach it. It will just be like one of those dailies that they are reading. But once your writing is from your core and you're writing, also you can relate, you are writing from a relatable point of view, you will reach them. They will naturally flow towards you. They will naturally flow with what you are writing because you have been true. You can state examples that happen to humans, for goodness sake. Happen to humans, you can state them. So that's being true to oneself. Vulnerability, be vulnerable, which is actually going to make you lead us to number 4, make you want to research, make you want to ask questions, make you be carefree, not be careless. You understand? You're not being careless, but you're carefree. You can twist for fiction writers here. You can twist, you can be a child. Maybe in one of your writings, you're a child, and you will be a child to the core. We know so many of our Nollywood actors that there is no character you give them, nothing you ask them to cast that they will not do perfectly. There are lots of them like that. Lots of them. You give them father in this particular movie, they will act it well. They will enter that character well. You give them a mad person, they will enter the character well. That's just it. This number 3 and number 4, they are just, they're interwoven in a way. So being careful, you can play like a child, you can act like an adult, you can scowl like an angry man, you can love like a spouse, you're flexible. Do we get it? So yeah, are we okay?
Yes, ma, yes.
Thank you so much. And this person answering, I maybe can't even see the person that just answered me. Okay, I think I'll put this one beside me so that I'll be seeing whoever opens. All right, so let's move on. Exercises, I think this was the question I asked on Thursday, and we are actually doing well to answer. So this is like coming to I'm just going to read through to Moshood Adebayo's topic. This was the topic that was given. Fiction writing, we have character, we have style, we have theme, we have plot, we have point of view. That is features. Okay, how you write. Character, you have to choose a theme. Let's start with theme there, which is like a central message of what you're writing on. Like this South African magazine for publication for February now, it's on love and all that. We have this, all of us, we have. So character, well, for those who are writing fiction, you choose which character you want to depict. Like I said before, is it a love? Is it from God to man? Is it from man to man? Either parent to child or colleague to colleague, you choose a character. And then this character, you having a story at the back of the mind, a message to pass across at the back of the mind, will help you choose your character. You will get it. You have a message you want to pass through. Love. What aspect of love do you want to talk? What do you want to? Is it forgiveness? Is it unforgiveness? Is it on being able to tolerate? There has to be a message, being able to tolerate one another. You would bring it to home. You bring it home to people. So it will make you choose your character. So when you're choosing your character, your style, the style has to do with choice of word that you're going to use and all that. So if it is parent to child, you know that some words, the way the child reacts to respond to the parents, the way parents will talk to the child, especially in a traditional setting like Nigeria, where respect is highly, highly rated and all that. So we have to put that in perspective. That was why I said at the beginning that you can't really separate your writing from radiographic collection as much as you want that writing to go international. Even the thing is, let's not be too international. I'm not saying let's not make our writing acceptable to the international communities. I'm saying let us not bring some values that are not here into our writings. Like children calling their parents, that is their value. They show it in their movies, and media will show it, and our children here will adopt it. But we have our values too, as Nigerians. God does not go against culture sometimes. It's just that somewhere there it has to be regulated. That's the place of flexibility. It doesn't mean that some core values should be thrown into the dustbin or to be trashed. Do we get it? So, it's a style, choice of word. Okay, so the character you're choosing, you know the kind of words you're going to be using. And then this choice of words also include, it also has to do, there is the part of ambiguity. You know, when you are too verbose, we're going to get there. Like Kayode was trying to tell us yesterday. You can simply, this thing you have said, you can say it this way, and you would have communicated better. But then I know that we may not be able to escape some new words. There is chance for us to learn new words from books. I read books a lot. I have learned new words from books. I have picked my dictionary while reading a book. And I didn't drop the book. Why? Because other factors in the book make me want to continue with the book, not just the use of that particular big grammar, so to speak. You get it? Because that particular book also was not laden with big grammar. If it had been laden with I would have maybe dropped it somewhere and said, maybe when I have the energy, I'll come and pick it. So it's not like you won't have some words that are maybe new, or you won't look for some vocabulary that are new, because people also should pick your book and be able to learn new things also from it. You get But the way you coin the words, the way you structure your sentence, the way you construct your sentence, that is what matters. That's the place of change of words, how you construct your sentences. If you can say this, even in news, working activity here, you need to know that even news. I'm the quality control and fiction and self-fiction and content editor here. My line manager will pass scripts to me, edit, and he would correct and say, you see, now as a presenter, if you are the one presenting this news, read it. So I'll start reading. I'll start reading the names and say, there is a limited number, there is a particular place you must breathe. It's like in English language, what do we call it? Is it stress? No, not stress. Where you have to take a deep breath, you can read a particular some words within a breath. Do we get it? Within a breath, you can pronounce some words and you won't have to choke, or you won't be breathless at the end of the day. So you start reading like that. We have it in news also. The limited number of words that should be within a breath, that will not make that also the presenter can memorize in case we have technical failure where the teleprompt or the prompter will not be maybe available, or I'm back. You guys are back. You are gone again. Okay. So yes, that is just it. So we have limited that space for it. So that is it. So it's very good for us to know the kind of words we're going to use. Then plot, of course, plot is an entire, it's like an architect's demo. An architect demo where you have, this is the land. You now created the demo. This is how we're going to build it. That is plot. The plot consists of from the beginning to the end, the story from the beginning to the end. If it's an article, it's a story from the introduction to the body of the stuff and then to conclusion, which that body consists of a number of things also. All right, so that is your plot. Then point of view. This one is important, or it's very important. That's why I brought these 5 out. It's very important. Point of view is perspective from which you want to write. When it comes to the person, when it comes to narration, the perspective. Like my book now was in the third person singular, or third person. Let's not say singular or plural, because it can be plural, it can be singular. Third person, she. You get it? She, him, hers, theirs, his. He came back. He came back from work. That's third person. She came back from work and put his book on the third person. That's third person. First person is you as the narrator. I woke up like pandemic wrong food. I think we can also see pandemic wrong food here. The story, the short story I just wrote here, fiction writing. We can all see it, right? Hello.
We can
Okay,
see.
are we there?
Yes, we
yes.
are.
Okay,
Yes,
so
we can
can
see. Yes, I can see.
Blessing, my friend. Yeah. Blessing, my friend. Is it there?
Blessing is here. Yes, he's here.
Oh yeah.
He's messaging you already.
I want you to read pandemic wrong foot, Neo.
Okay.
Don't message me. Read. Oh yeah, I'm listening. Oh. On mute now. Okay, maybe he's busy or something. Okay, so okay, T-Base, just read for us. T-Base. Maybe T-Base has gone too.
No, he's here. I don't know if that slide is, the wordings are tiny, but let me see if I can read.
Oh, let me see how to increase it.
So
yeah, let me increase the font.
Yes, good. It's okay.
Can we see it now?
Yes, I can.
I will reduce it later.
Okay. I woke up to a frosty morning as usual, at least since lockdown started, and sighed. I groaned as I stepped on my Scrabble dice
on the floor. How come these are torn? I asked no one in particular as I picked up the pieces of my Scrabble board and stared at it. I didn't know I was crying until I felt the tears slide down my cheeks. What's happening to me? Why am I tearing up? There the news came rushing back to me, rushing back at me again, like it did the previous night when I received it. Oh God, why? And at a snail's pace, I came crashing down on my torn Scrabble board on the floor and went black or slept off again.
Or slept off. I'm going to bring it up from this is the point of view, first person. So finally now, as you're reading, it's like you are the one that this thing happened to because of, yeah, because of the pronoun you're using.
Yeah.
So I, me, pronouns, first person pronouns, and all that. That's the first thing. So this thing makes it more, you know, when your audience or your reader is reading this, it's like it's happening to the person. Do you grab? And then the other one, third person, is like it's happening to someone, I don't know. So somewhere that it looks like it's more distant. Using third person is like it's more distant to your audience than using first person. That's why some people, not most people, some people prefer writing using first person. But most books that I've read, especially the people that I really follow and all that, most of their books are written in the third person and all that. But then it doesn't remove the fact that the book won't be weighty or it won't pass across the message it wants to pass across. And it's just that it puts the audience away. Yes, it will still relate with the book and all that, but it doesn't have the personal touch with the audience. And the reason I guess most people write this way is to avoid any form of misconception, you know, especially when, you know, some people are not really true to their situation. You grab. So when a book or a work of art is referring to them directly, there is a way they want to shrink back. Or there is a way it looks like it's bringing out their vulnerability, it's bringing out their experience. Some people start tearing up, crying while reading. And to some people, it may just, that is what just make them drop the book. That you're bringing out old memories I want to forget. You understand? You know, people are different, like Tidu said. People are different and all that. So some people choose to use third person, you know, pronoun, and then why some people still prefer to use first person. Now, something, you know, the truth is, even having used this first person stuff and pronoun, he will now try to figure something, will now try to figure or create that image in his own mind that this thing really happens to me because of the use of the pronoun.
Sorry,
this thing did not happen.
Sorry, Joy. We might have to go off in less than a minute. This class is almost, so I will end it now and start over again so that we can rejoin. And that will be the last section for this meeting because it's almost 9:30 already.
Yes.
So I'm coming back for the third time now, and we will round up for the whole section.
Okay, no problem.